You've come in here at Western Kentucky and had a lot of success. I guess, what do you owe that success to?
Just hard work. I mean, seems monotonous and probably the normal answer, but I think it's hard work and a lot of trials and failures. I mean, had a lot of success early on when I started kicking back in high school and then ran into some rough patches. And I think it's just about, getting knocked down and getting back up again and just keep going and keep pushing towards it. And, I've been helped a lot through back home by my kicking coach, Mike Vanderjack. He's kind of played a big instrumental part in my development as a kicker. But, so I would say pretty much.
Coming into this year too, you guys had some competition with Corey back. What was it like going through that competition, and do you feel pressure every time you go out there to make a kick, or I guess how do you approach that?
No, I think I've been in a lot of situations where I have to compete. Been a lot of situations where I'm the underdog and where I'm, coming in and you got to, claw your way to the surface. And I think, especially at Iowa State, I won the job when I got there in the spring, my freshman year, and then got hurt and had to come back and try to win the job. And, unfortunately never got to win that job back. So kind of just use things that I've been, using since my college career had started. And as for the being nervous when I get out there, not really, to be honest. I'm actually probably more nervous in practice than I am when I get out in the games. Helton tells me, he's like, you know what, if you make it, you make it. If you miss it, I'm going to, put you back out there for the next one. So it's, it's reassuring to have your head coach say that. And, I just feel confident and just got to go out and do my job. So.
Brayden, Matthew Harder with the College Heights Herald. You're 6 for 7 on the year in field goals, and I have to imagine, like in basketball, when a shooter's got it going, the bucket just looks huge. And I have to imagine right now that the field goal post looks, wide as it can be right now. So, talking about that confidence, you just feel like you're going to make every kick right now.
I have to. That's the job as being a kicker. You got to go out there, and every time you get on the field, you got to think and you got to know, not even just think. You got to know you're going to make it, no matter what it is. And and the one kick that I missed was the one time I doubted myself all year. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with the wind when the first one when I got out there. And, I second guessed myself, kind of pregame, I told myself I wasn't going to aim outside the uprights. And, I got in the game and felt a big gust of wind and thought, I might aim outside the uprights now and should have just stuck with myself. So, I just got to keep being confident when I get out there.
And talking about those pressure situations, how much do you love being in those situations?
I love it. I live for it. You be a kicker, you're obviously going to be in those pressure situations, here and there. And, I think that's the most fun part. Pressure is, the chance to show everybody how hard you worked. And I think that, kind of was something that my special teams coach told me at Iowa State, Joe Houston. He's like, just take pressure with a grain of salt, because a lot of guys would, kill to be in the pressure situations that you're in right now. So.
A lot of people, when they look at football, they look at offense, they look at defense, and they say that's going to determine the game. With the offense struggling a little bit this year, the defense playing really well, you look at like last game, 10-6 game, that puts a lot on special teams. How much do you see special teams playing a factor in this week's game against Southern Miss?
I think it's going to play a factor the rest of the season. I think it's just going to be one of those things where we got to be the best we can be to, help the rest of the team out. I think when we're perfect, it puts takes a lot of stress off the offense, because they know when they get down into the red zone and down into certain situations that, we're going to get points. And I think even on the punt side, we have John Haggerty, who's, phenomenal. Being able to flip the field helps the defense out a lot as well. So I think those two things are going to play crucial the rest of the way, trying to win these last 3 games, because, we've seen offenses struggling, but you know what? Who's to say that they don't come out this game and just, unload fireworks? So, that's what we're hoping for, and that's what, why we go to practice every week.
Hey, Brayden, how are you? Dave from CBS calling the game this weekend. Good to talk to you, man. Hi, guys. Thanks for giving us some time today. I'm just curious about how you deal with pressure. You talked about it a minute ago. I know kickers, it's like a goalie in hockey or goalkeeping soccer. There's no in between. You either make the play or you don't. You kick, you either make it or you don't. How do you deal with that? What kind of things do you do for mental prep on and off the field to get ready for that moment?
I think the big thing for me is just like I said, no matter if I make one and then miss the next or miss this one and make the next, I'm going to go out on the field every time and knowing that I'm going to make it. Like I'm walking onto the field and the ball's going through the uprights. There is no other, there's no other scenario. That's it for me. And you know what? Whatever happens, happens. It's in the past. And that was the hardest thing for me to overcome because I was so hard on myself growing up, very hard on myself and expected perfection. But, I can't expect perfection. I can expect it when I walk out onto the field, but whatever happens when I get out there, after that one, it's done. And I just got to forget it, whether it's good or bad, and then move on to the next one and make sure that I make that one. So
we'll ask the coaches on the call, but I'm always interested to hear from the kicker about your range. What do you feel comfortable with, and what do you max out at?
Depends. I mean, if you would have asked me at the beginning of the season, I would have said I was pretty comfortable inside 62 yards. As the season gets on, I feel very comfortable inside 57. I feel very
57. Got it. I've never been to your stadium. What's the wind like? What happens with conditions there? We're a November afternoon, right? 2:30 local?
Yeah. So I would say it's either calm or when it is windy, it swirls a little bit. It's usually from, I guess I know it from right to left. I'm not exactly sure which direction it is, but it's not too bad usually unless there's, some storms coming in. But yeah, so hopefully that shouldn't play as a factor. And if it does, I practice here every day. So hopefully that, can help.
Yep. What's your long, either high school or in college, Iowa State or here?
In high school, I hit a 58-yarder in a game.
Okay.
And then in college was the 53 I hit against Middle Tennessee.
Nice. So how do you feel about this season, this COVID 2020? I mean, your league's had a lot of cancellations, a lot of postponements. The schedule's been rewritten, torn up, rewritten again. What's it been like to be a student athlete through all this?
It's different, especially for me. So my process was really weird. I obviously was at Iowa State, and I transferred to University of San Diego during the spring, and I won the kickoff, punt, and field goal job in San Diego. Everything was going great, and then all this COVID stuff started happening, and they weren't going to have a season, and I didn't feel comfortable there, and so decided to come here, walk on here. And so it's just been weird. I mean, that's the one way to describe it. It's weird. It's unlike anything everybody's ever seen. And I think it's just one of those things where, an adversity situation where you got to just kind of crawl your way through it and, rely on other people to help you out through it because you just can't do it yourself.
What do you owe that success to this past Saturday, and what's it going to take to have a similar performance Saturday against Southern Miss?
Just this past Saturday, we kind of locked in a lot more. We knew that we were the ones that, had to kind of hold us in that game right there. And this Saturday, we just got to have a little bit better performance. The last drive kind of got us to the FAU game. We just got to make those little small corrections, and then hopefully the outcome will be different this Saturday.
With Southern Miss, what stands out to you about those guys?
Yeah, they have a nice little running back group. They got a few receivers. One is questionable. In my opinion, I think is the best one. He's questionable. So, just looking to hone in on, all the little things, all the little kind of gadget plays they got because, they're sitting where we are. So they might bring out a little bit of tricks.
Devon, Matthew Hargrove here with the College Heights Herald. Just talk about the confidence you guys have on the defensive side coming off your game against FAU and then playing a Southern Miss team that struggled on offense this year.
Right. We're just looking to continue that success. We got to bring the energy. Every time we go out there, we're just looking to put more tape on film, put more tape out there. So, just looking to improve each week. That's kind of our goal. And so, just bringing energy is basically what we got to do.
Devon, Jared with the Daily News. I believe 3 tackles away from tying the program's FBS record for career tackles. Are you aware of that, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I just got been aware that, the past couple games, I didn't even know I was that close. So, it is kind of an honor, just to have my name kind of in the record books. Hopefully I can break it this week, But, yeah, it's definitely an honor to, even have my name up there.
Of those 320-something tackles that you've had, does one stick out more than the rest?
They kind of all collide together, It's kind of got that football brain going on.
Hey, Devon, Dave from CBS. I'm sorry, guys. Jared, I interrupt you there? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Dave.
Okay, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Well, hey, Devon, Dave from CBS here, calling the game this weekend with Corey Chavis. Looking forward to watching it. It kind of follow up with the career tackles. That's a lot of plays, man. You made a lot of great plays in your career. When you think about what you've done, is it technique? Is it film study? Is it the want to? What's the best way to encapsulate that kind of career?
It's just a little bit about all of those that you just described. I just got to have the 1-2 to come out here. And, my goal is to make it to the next level, so I know that I have to go out there and make the plays that I'm supposed to make and be where I'm supposed to be.
You sure done that. Who are your favorite NFL guys to watch?
My favorite probably is Jamal Adams. I like the energy that he brings. I like how he plays the safety position. I kind of just watch him just to see things that he does, and I try to correlate that to my game.
That's awesome. You talked about, I think you talked about Tim Jones, number 5 for Southern Miss, who may or may not play. You think he's their best wideout?
I think he is. He has a lot of experience. We played him last year, and then they had 2 guys last year, that were really good, and he kind of stood out. So if he does play, we got to key on where he is at all times.
I got you. Hey, it's been, I think, since Ty Detmer, if I have this right, 89 or 90, the last group of 5 Heisman Trophy winner or non-Power 5. So it could be Zach Wilson this year. Do you think Zach Wilson of BYU deserves credit to be the possible Heisman Trophy winner?
Yeah, he definitely deserves credit. He's got a really strong arm. He has the weapons around him that help him do what he's been successful doing. Just playing him, I just see that he carries himself a different way as the quarterback.
Might be a first rounder the way he's playing this year.
Right.
Unbelievable. Wow. What's the best way to describe your defense? What makes the Hilltopper defense tick?
Just enthusiasm. We all play for each other. We know that we are who we are, and we're just gonna go out there and get it done.
2 things that have to happen to beat these guys. When you look at the film and think about their history you've had with them, what do you think they'd be?
Yeah, so last year we played them. We got the takeaway, so we're looking to get at least 2 this game. So if we can get 2 this game, I think our chances of winning increase.
Has it just been a bizarre year as a student athlete to go through everything with COVID and the schedule getting changed left and right? And I think Conference USA had 4 games postponed or canceled last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy times. With COVID, we have to get tested 3 times a week, and the schedule, that kind of changed a little bit, the live groups and meetings and all that, But fortunately, we've been blessed to not have our games canceled. So, I'm really thankful for that.
I've never seen D'Angelo play in person. I can't wait. I know the other guys have seen him a lot over his career. How do I describe him on TV? What's the best way to wrap him up?
He's got a motor to him. He goes and goes and goes, and the ball could be completely opposite of him, and he's running to the ball. So, he definitely brings that to the table. I love having him on my team.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks so much, Devon. I appreciate it. Good to talk to you.
No problem.
Hey, Devon. I've got one more for you. Kind of going off of his question about this year. I asked you a little bit about it in preseason about being a new father. How much has this season just been different for you personally, and trying to balance what you've got going on personally and on the football field, and being able to maintain that same level of success?
Right. So, I just got to kind of keep doing things, watching film, even though I got a kid at home. Just I play with him when I can, and then, watch film on the side. I always have some pulled up. But, it's definitely a blessing. I got something to play for. I got, found a new reason why I got to go out here every week and try to put my all on the table.
And, in preseason, you said it's kind of a mindset thing. When a lot of people said you'd get tired, you just had to say you're not tired and work through it. Are you tired now?
I'm still pushing through it. I still got that mindset. If I come out here and I'm thinking, oh, man, I'm just dragging along with it. That's how my performance is going to be. So, yeah, it's definitely mindset still.